They're coming for us. They're coming for us. Oh no. Oh no. What's coming for us is a bunch of men with big weird penises. Not normal penises, no, big weird penises. And you run. 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 And you can't find a vagina anywhere. You can't find a vagina anywhere. No matter where you run. You run. You run. You run. You can't find a vagina anywhere. That was a good ass intro, bro. Oh, good ass intro, my dude. Oh, dude, everybody came. They saw. They can't come in their pants and in their mouth. You hear one of these, just oh. And that's what happens, dude. It's called catching your own seed. Catching your own seed. Now, I have found out from some reliable sources that we have some announcements that happened 8 days ago that I missed, and I'm actually pretty pissed about it, to be honest. But we're gonna get to that. And I'm gonna let people funnel in, and I think we have some stuff. But I'm gonna start today. I'm gonna start with one of my favorite content creators in the world. And not just content in the terms of, I shit out on YouTube. Not a content creator who just pump and dumps 24/7. Well, I mean, he kind of pump and dumps. But he does it in a cool way that I feel like is, why is my head... What happened? What are you doing? Why did I get all dark all of a sudden? Come on, dude. Oh, black and white. What happened to my light, dude? There we go, I guess this... See, if I turn it down there, but if I come up here, I lose all the light. Why? Why does the good Lord hate me? Why does the good Lord hate me? Anyways, let's get back to... Well, we got a content creator here who's more than just your average content creator. He's not your slop and top of YouTube. Well, he might be a top. I don't know. I don't know his personality. I don't know his sexual orientation. I think he's gay. I think he's gay. It's not that has any effect on anything whatsoever. Like, who cares? Fucking, if you want to get it in with something, get it in with something, dude. I'm all for it, dude. Get some pump and dumping going, bro. But he's one of my favorite content creators on the platform, and he also created one of my favorite games. Period. I love the Outer Worlds. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about the Outer Worlds. I'm an Outer Worlds glazer. I also find that I've never played the first Fallout. I've never played Wasteland. But I have learned more about the first Fallout from Tim Kaine than anybody else. Like, I don't even need to play the first Fallout because it's not my type of game. Maybe it is. I have never played it. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments below if you've played Fallout 1. But he was the directive lead on Fallout 1. He also did New Vegas, which is a masterpiece. He was one of the creative leads on Fallout New Vegas. He was one of the creative leads on Outer Worlds. All games that I love. I have to play Vampire the Masquerade. I have not played that yet, but I really want to. And he also made a game, Arcadium. But he has this video called Fallout in Wasteland, and I'm kind of interested what he's gonna talk about. But anytime he talks about anything, I'm fucking sold.
Hi everyone, it's me, Tim.
Hi Tim, it's good to talk to you, buddy.
Today I want to talk about Fallout and Wasteland. Not Wasteland 2 or 3, I'm talking about the original 1988 Wasteland. The reason I want to talk about this is I see a lot of confusing comments online about the influence that Wasteland had on Fallout. Some people think it was a direct influence. Some people think it was a really strong influence. Some people say I said it was an influence. Some people say I said it wasn't an influence. So let me talk about that. I did briefly touch on this in a video I did on a link.
Dude, there's this trance he puts you in. It's this nice, peaceful trance. And this is why people like David Jaffe are not quite what you want when it comes to... I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of people who like David Jaffe, but like I would love to see videos like this from David Jaffe instead of just I'm gonna shit on everything and be an asshole all the time. I don't know. He's just like peaceful to listen to. He's just a fun guy, dude. I know I didn't need to pause it here, but I needed to do some Kane glazing. I'm Kane glazing, all deep style.
In the description on Fallout influences, and very clearly in there I say Wasteland was an influence, but I also say it wasn't strongly an influence. So let me go into more detail about that. And right now I can just say, if people go, was Wasteland an influence on Fallout? My answer is yes and no. So
tell us more.
What I mean by that is there were a lot of people who worked on Fallout. I have videos where I detail what people did, and I say there were a little over 30 people when we shipped. I haven't talked to everybody, but my impression is most of those people did not play Wasteland. By the time Fallout shipped, Wasteland was a 9-year-old game. And I see a lot of you
Holy shit, I did not know Wasteland was that old. I have no idea when Wasteland came out. I know Wasteland 2 and 3 came out post Fallout. And they were made by, the studio who made it was In Exile. And In Exile has a game that I'm really, really excited to play. It's called A Clockwork Revolution. It looks like it's one of my most anticipated games from like the Microsoft universe of fucking studios they bought. But it is the game I'm most anticipated to play. And yes, Avowed's up there. Yes, Outer Worlds 2 is up there. But more than that, the steampunk aesthetic. And I've heard the Wasteland 2 and 3 are really good games. So
when people talk online about playing a game that's 10 years old, you're like, oh God, not 10 years old. Well, back then, I'll get to it, but it was much harder to play it. So many of the people on the team didn't play Wasteland, and of those that did, there were a few that didn't like it. And they asked me not to tell you their names. There were some people who were just like, I don't like this game. I don't want our game to be like this game. Most of them who played it, though, did like it. But most of them who played it also didn't finish it. They just played for a few hours and went, okay, I see what they were doing. The reason for this is it was really hard to play Wasteland, even in the mid to late 90s. It was not a frame limited game, meaning the faster your computer was, the faster the game went. When you pressed a key to move, right, you would shoot right really fast. It was not a frame limited game. In fact, it was made for PCs before PCs had numbers. So not even 286s. It was made for the 8086, 8088 family of PCs. And the best it could do was EGA. So,
bro, has anybody ever played Wasteland 1? I'm actually curious. So here's my perspective on the Wasteland series, because Wasteland 2 and 3 are semi newer games. Like, Wasteland 2 director's cut came out in 2015. Release date. Let's see here. Yeah, so Wasteland 2 came out in 2020 or 2014. So my perspective on the Wasteland series, because I'd only ever seen Wasteland 2 and 3 in the ecosystem, I didn't really know anything about Wasteland 1. I thought it came out after Fallout. So I'm honestly, why am I misspelling release date? But I'm honestly a little baffled. 1988, bro. Holy cow. Oh my god, that game's so old. Wait. Oh my god. I don't know any of these games. There's not a single game on here. Okay, Altered Beast. I played Altered Beast. I've only played Altered Beast on this list. Oh, Super Mario Bros. Okay, so it was like, this is back in the Super Mario Bros. Era? Holy cow. Yeah, no, but I typed in Wasteland 2 because I wanted to see the Wasteland 2. I did not know Wasteland 1 came out in 1988. So, literally games, like, that's so old, dude. I didn't realize Wasteland was that old of an IP. I thought it came out after Fallout. So, when my perspective going into this video was Wasteland was inspired by Fallout, and he was correcting that to say that, like, oh, they were in development in soon time frame to each other, because I had you wanted to see Wasteland 1? We should look up some gameplay. Let's look up some gameplay real quick in another window. Let's go. All right. No, I don't want the no. Original gameplay. (1988) gameplay. All right, let's. Oh my god, dude. Dude, it's your boy. It's your boy, Mike. It's your boy, PlayStation. Oh my god. Dude, look at this. Bro. I mean, it's an hour long. Let's jump into it. Oh my god, this is like a wasteland. Like, this is supposed to be like a wasteland. Oh god. This is fucking Wasteland 1? Well, who was it? It was a PlayStation ad. That's why I said it was your boy. Because I know you love yourself some PlayStation. Dude, this is Wasteland 1? What the fuck? Dude, to give you perspective, like... So, like, Fallout 1 gameplay, right? You go to Fallout 1 gameplay. This is...
Examination. 10 caps for you to tell me that?
This is Fallout 1.
Did I drop my weapon.
So...
I like that can happen in normal gameplay. I have skill issues. Yeah, I mean, this game...
So this is Fallout 1. No. It's not. It's a completely different series. It has no tie-ins. The only thing that makes Wasteland and Fallout similar is they both take place in a wasteland. But I didn't realize how old and how different between the eras these two games were. So this guy right here, as I've said, he's the developer of Fallout 1.
When we were playing it, most of us had 46s. Some of us even had Pentiums. I think that was mostly artists because they really needed them to do the 3D art. But most of us were on 46s, and we had VGA cards. So, and our 46s probably were the ones with floating point coprocessors, meaning there were 46 DXs versus 46.
This is all fucking Swahili to me, bro. It's like, we had a 69 butthole plug 5000 in the HTCU processor for all of the clitoris satisfaction you could possibly need. This is all mumbo jumbo to me, to be honest.
I think they were called SXs. Just, back then it was super complicated and things were changing so quickly that the idea of playing a game from that long ago was really hard. And the main issue was speed. But still, enough people from...
Hey, man. Speed's always the issue. Wow!
Fallout played Wasteland that, yes, I would say a lot of ideas from Wasteland went in. I mean, yeah, it was a post-apocalyptic game. There's going to be a lot of similarities just right there. But a post-apocalyptic game made it the same company just a few years before?
Oh, yeah, course. Dude, because Interplay, it was under Interplay before Interplay shut down.
It's going to have similarities. We're both violent, ultra-violent. Rangers are in both of them, and the Rangers were directly lifted, that idea, from Wasteland. There's a end slide that says, "Your life ends in the wasteland." That was lifted directly. It was an homage. It was a deliberate thing. And then we had a bunch of other ones too. The biggest influence on Wasteland was similar to my tabletop D&D and GURPS games. It had that moral.
Bro, somebody's got the Butthole 5000 in their PC right now, dude. Dude, you could run Wasteland 1. You could run Wasteland 1, but I honestly did not know that. See, this is all new information to me. So subconsciously, it makes sense that Interplay did this, because like Interplay did a fuck ton in the industry. Interplay was a juggernaut that it's crazy they died off.
Dilemma set of quests where there wasn't the perfect way to do it. There was just, well, you could do it this way or you could do it this way, and both of them had issues. The one I talked about a lot was the kid with his dog. The kid wants you to rescue the dog. You find the dog is rabid. You can't return a rabid dog to a kid. In fact, you end up usually killing the dog. So it's a tough quest. I liked stuff like that, and I wanted that in Fallout. And I often pointed to that exact quest to people and saying, hey, if you make quests, I like things like this. They don't all have to be like that. But that was a good one. Now, some things in Wasteland and Fallout were complete and utter coincidences. The fact that both of them had, and here's a spoiler, both of them had the final boss in the upper northwest corner, coincidence. Like I said, many people on the team never even finished Wasteland, if they even played it. So the idea that Wasteland's final boss was up in the northwest corner, they didn't even know. Now, our original lead designer, Scott Campbell, he did play Wasteland and he loved Wasteland. So, yes, there was a lot of influences that he had on that. And also, don't underestimate the fact that many of the people who worked in the original Wasteland, which was made at Interplay, even though it was published by EA, it was because it predates when Interplay was a publisher. Many of those people were still there.
Dude, this is a funny thing. EA used to do some, like, obscure ass things. Like, EA used to, like, do a lot of RPGs and shit. Like, EA now is, like, a shell of what it used to be. All the gaming industry shits are the shell of what they used to be. We're living in the shell world of gaming. But that means that indie gaming's gotten so much better. Indie gaming has succeeded better because of how the AAA has shit the bed. But it's just so crazy to hear history of the game, like the game industry, that otherwise I wouldn't have known. Like, the fact, I thought Interplay was a juggernaut around the same time EA was becoming a juggernaut. So the idea that Interplay wasn't a publisher yet and EA was publishing their games back in the 80s is fucking nutso. That is like one of the, like, this is all stuff that to me is so interesting. This is this is like opening that history book. Tim Kane's opening that fucking history book and he's sticking his tongue out just, and you're like, oh my god, history is getting I'm getting tongue fucked with history. It's great. This is beautiful.
And we could go talk to them. The executive producer on Fallout, my executive producer Alan Pavlish, was somebody who had worked on Wasteland, and he had actually suggested some features that we said no to. He wanted something called a super loot square, where you'd be walking along, character would be walking along, and all of a sudden items would just pop out, implying you found them in the area you just walked into. And I'm like,
yeah, dude, Activision's been, dude, the original Activision logo is so fire. Dude. I know when I type I'm an idiot, but I really didn't do it. Oh, look how good it looks, dude. Look at the original Activision logo, bro. Oh, it's so 90s, bro. It's so fucking 90s. It's like Payless Shoe Store vibes, bro. Oh my god. Look at this, dude. Gorgeous, dude. So it went to this one for a while. Metametric till 92, and then 92 to present it just was Activision again. I wonder why it was Metametric. Yeah, dude, the Atari era, bro. The Atari era. Activision went so hard.
we're going to make things a little more realistic and put items in containers. You can find containers. So there were some things that Wasteland did that we were like, no, I'm going to shy away from that. Now, it's true. Interplay tried to get the license for Wasteland for about the first year, maybe year and a half that we worked on it. But just to tell you, some of the people on the team were flat out worried that we would get it. We didn't end up getting it. But they were worried because, first of all, we'd already done a lot of stuff and we were very different than Wasteland. And there were things, if we got the license, they were like looking at things they knew they would have to change. But the second reason that people were worried we'd get the license is we already had a license. We were under license with Steve Jackson Games to make our system mechanics like GURPS. And they were worried that if we got a second license for setting, that now we had constraints on our mechanics and constraints on our setting, which really limited us creatively. And my biggest fear was you have two licensees on the same game. Who wins when those overlap? Let's say there's a mechanic that conflicts with something that was in the original setting for Wasteland. So something in GURPS conflicts with something in Wasteland. Who wins? It's Steve Jackson Games versus EA. If they both become intractable, guess who would lose? I can't tell you who would win, but who would lose would be the team. So I was actually terrified about getting a second license. Luckily or not, however you want to view history, we did not get it. So we proceeded under the one license. Now, yes.
Well, and to think about it this way, if this all wouldn't have gone down and Wasteland would have won out, right? Wasteland would have fucking won out. We wouldn't have the great Bethesda Fallout games that we have today. Because of the fact that Fallout was created under Interplay. Interplay then was going bankrupt and they started selling off IPs like crazy. It was fucking closing day sale. Bethesda swooped in, got Fallout, and made Fallout 3. And because of all of that, we got Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And also Fallout 76. But we have what I think are the superior Fallout games. Again, they're more my style because they're first-person mechanics. That's my fucking shit. But without that, we wouldn't have anything we have today. And it's just interesting, man.
There were a lot of other influences on Fallout as well, and I mentioned them in the video, the previous video. There were books, there were movies, there were other games. So they had influences on Fallout, and yes, elements of Wasteland ended up going into Fallout as well. And so I think the bottom line is, depending on who you asked on the team, some people, if you asked, would go, oh, I was heavily influenced by Wasteland. Other people would be like, I don't know, never played it. Or I played it and didn't like it, so no, nothing I saw on there went in. I think the influence varied depending on the team, and especially because in that middle chunk of the game, the middle chunk of development towards the end, when a ton of content was going in, that's where the people who were influenced by Fallout put in things that were a little nod, or they were influenced by Wasteland, put in something that was a nod to Wasteland. But then other people put in things that seemed like they were from Wasteland, but was a complete coincidence, and they had never even seen it. So that's the closest I can give to an answer of what exactly was the influence of Wasteland on Fallout. And then, of course, I think since Fallout came out, starting with Fallout 2, massive divergence from where Wasteland went. And then with Wasteland 2 and 3, you can really see, I mean, if you compared Wasteland 3 and Fallout 4, those are very, very different games. So they may have started at the same route, which is post-apocalyptic United States, but they have diverged heavily since then. Anyway, that's the most detailed answer I think I can give on this.
Dude, that's so sick. I mean, that... Again, I had no idea what this video was going to be going in. I just thought it was a really interesting comparison because you hear this comparison a lot between those two games. And it's one of those things that I look at this and I'm like, holy shit, look at all the history we just got. Look at all the context to an industry that we didn't have previously. This is cool stuff, dude. This is why people like Tim Kaine are so awesome, and why I can look at Tim Kaine's channel, and no matter what he puts out, there's a good chance that I'm going to either put it on watch later to watch with you guys, or I'm going to watch it separately by myself, because he just has so much knowledge in the industry. And it's not like some of these developers where They're just here cashing in. They're just on YouTube cashing in. Tim Kaine, it's like he wanted to make this channel just to catalog his life, because he used to take a journal and like journal jot everything he did, every thought he had, everything throughout his entire time in the industry, and he's willing to just sit here and share it with us. And the fact that there's somebody out there that's just willing to share their experiences without also trying to just do shit for views. Because like David Jaffe, you look at David Jaffe, and as much as I think he was an inspirational creator in terms of video games, the dude sometimes sparks controversy just to spark controversy. And it's a reason why a lot of people don't like David Jaffe as like a YouTuber, and there's people that like him as a YouTuber because of that. But Tim Kaine gets this draw from, I feel like, almost anybody, because of the fact that it's just knowledge, it's just information. It's like sitting down with somebody who's been in an industry you care, like you're interested about, and they're just willing to tell you all their experiences. It's perfect. It's so amazing, and he's such a blessing. And I know I'm glazing and cock gulping more than anybody should for another man on YouTube, but the dude's such an inspiration. This is so much fun to listen to, and thank you, fucking Tim Kaine. This was a great video. So much, dude. God, dude. You guys might not have liked that as much as I did, but I was super into that. I was super into that. Now, I do have a decent amount of people in here. I saw this. I was sent this today, and it's an advertisement for DOSMan games. Now we know that I am a glizzy gobbler of DOSMan games. We know that I am a DOSMan game simp. They are probably one of the most, I don't know, one of my favorite developers out there. On top of the fact that they're so inspirational to me for the simple fact that they exist, that they're out there just doing it. They found an engine that works for them, and they said, we're gonna do it. And they released 4 games in 2024. 4 games, dude. Now, one of the games was, Reverend was made by somebody else, but published by DOSMan Games. But 4 games, and I haven't played Reaper, but Reaper was a fun game. And when Reaper seems like a fun, I haven't played like all of Reaper. I played the first level. But what I played of Reaper is great, and the other 3 games were great. It's just like, I like that they're out there doing this. I like that they're cozy FPS games. They were also the first and, like, as of right now, only people to reach out to me and say, hey, do you want to do a video on one of our upcoming games? And it was awesome, dude, just to have that opportunity, and the fact that they were like willing to sit down with me and have interviews. And I'm never posting those interviews to YouTube because I don't want to. They were for me and me alone, and you guys can all sucky wucky because I don't care. But, and also, like, I don't know if they said anything that they didn't want out in public yet or not, because I told them I wouldn't release them. But the fact that they were willing to just give me the time to have a conversation with them, to have this behind the scenes insight that really helped with me making the videos. One on DOSMan Spaceman in Space, and the other one I reached out to the developer of Reverend, and we had a long conversation behind the scenes, talking about his inspiration for Reverend, which the video for Reverend will come out back in like February, probably. I don't know. I schedule all my shit. It's so scheduled so far in the future, it's hard for me to think of what it is. It's somewhere in season 2, because season 1 ended on my channel with oh, you know, the game with Quake 4. Quake 4 was the end of my first season on YouTube. But it's just, they were such they've been such a big motivator for why I want to keep doing this channel. It's moments like that I get with these different, like, it showed me that I can do this because they're doing it. And I saw that they had this little they have a bunch of games on sale right now, so all their games are on sale on Steam. Go check them out. But let's check this out.
Have the spirit of gifting emptied your wallet? Don't have time for a 60+ hour game when the in-laws are visiting? Then we got something for you. In a time where game prices have skyrocketed, and games being more bloated than your uncle after a holiday feast, DOSMan Games offer bite-sized experiences for a fraction of the price on the regular, and even cheaper during the DOSMan Games holiday sale, in which you can pick up action-packed and short boomer.
Dude, so here's the thing that's cool too on this whole thing. Like, again, they are short games, but they are so much fun. Like, the art style in these games is gorgeous. There's really nothing like these games, and I think they deserve more love.
Shooter experiences for what's left in the lining of your coin purse. We charge less than most, leaving money in your pockets and giving us the ability to develop more and better bite-sized games for the busybodies out there.
You know what else is funny? I really like the way this ad is made. This ad feels, well, one, Grindhousey, obviously. That is an obvious inspiration. But it just feels like, it feels very, very 80s, and I miss ads like this. I miss ads like this. This is the type of shit, if this played before a YouTube video, I would have fun with this. This is something you see in a fucking RoboCop movie. I like this a lot. This is good. I like it's like when Meat Canyon does ads on his channel. It feels a lot like that, and it's really cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm glad I said the thing about Grindhouse. That was very Grindhouse. That is very Pulp Fiction. This is Quentin Tarantino written all over this. This is so good, dude. Why do more people make ads like this?
Trust us.
Oh, dude. Wait. Look at that gun, dude. Look at that gun. Ooh, this looks good. What is this?
Trust us. We know time and budget.
Oh, we know I love guns. It's got akimbo. I fucking love akimbo. It's got akimbo. I love akimbo. I love akimbo. Look at how cool that demon looks, though. What is this game?
Management can be a bitch, especially during the holidays. So don't sleep on the great deals we're offering this season. And keep an eye.
Okay. Oh, Satan. Satan's that one with the akimbo. What is Quarterman? And then there's a question mark. What is that? Dead Trash is the one with that AK. I've seen that one on Twitter. That's what it looks like a good game, but it looks like my least out of these ones that I want to play. These two look so sick. They're the other ones.
Out for numerous of our
Dude, like look at all these games in the background. What they're just pumping out stuff. There's
upcoming
more
releases.
than 4 games here.
We can't wait to share them with you.
Okay, that's sick. That was a sick advertisement. I know you were. They didn't pay me to do that. They did not pay me to post this. It's just one of those things that I think more people need to give these guys love. I think they're doing great things in the industry. I like to see indie developers succeed, especially like indie production companies. It's just this idea that they're not only reaching out to other people in their little realm of things, but like you go to the DOSMan channel, right? You go to the DOSMan channel, and he's got videos where he's played through different games, like launch trailer, reveal trailer, concrete launch trailer. Maybe it was in. There's one, oh, right here. He's played through this one. He played through. There's one that I was looking at that he played through. Oh, it was like, oh, right here. This one and then this one. I actually started watching this video. It looks so sick. Let's just jump in. Look at this art style, dude. But the fact that he's willing to give like some love to these other
Oh, it takes him out quickly as well. Nice.
Like, look how cool this game looks. I love this art style. I don't know what this game's called. Evil Plushie. It's so sick, dude.
Well, has he put his face off?
I think he needs to bring back this, because it looks like he hasn't done these in months. And I know he's a busy guy. Sam from DOSMan Games, he's the main guy. What is this? Quarterman of Cthulhu. So these are the games that were announced. Oh, that reload animation's sexy, dude. Let's go back up frame, dude. Look at this. Oh. so it looks like this is kind of like this is like Lovecraft meets Wolfenstein, with a little bit of Rise of the Triad. Which the thing I like about Easy FPS maker or editor as an engine is it's got the shine of a Doom engine, so it's got that nostalgia of a Doom game without being like as limited as a Doom game. Because the problem with Doom games for me always was you could only look left and right, you couldn't look up and down. But you can jump in this engine. It's like modern, not fully modern mechanics, but modern enough mechanics. In an era where AAA development companies try to figure out how to release the same game 10 times over, it's nice to see devs who have a lot of passion for their craft. Yeah, and all these games are very, very different. Oh, that looks like it's gonna be a lot. Did her top just come off? Wait. Did he just shoot her fucking top off? Bro, this game's based, bro. This game's ultra based, bro. Bro, he literally shot her top off. Dude, I have trouble getting my wife to do this. This looks so good. This looks so good. Quarterman. Oh, that looks so good. I really like the look of that and the vibe of it. Wonder if it's coming March 2025. Okay, so this one's coming fairly soon. That's sick, dude. That's sick. Oh, Reaper 2. We got a second Reaper?
Under the surface, man ceases to be, since he foolishly tries to breathe.
You got any gameplay here, or is it just it's just the logo flash, So this is a late 2025 release, but it's crazy that he just came out with a game and he's coming out with a sequel already. This is insane, dude. This is insane. These guys drop so much content. I think this is the one that I'm most excited for. Yeah, this is the one I'm most excited for. Dude, look how fucking good this looks. This looks like such a fun game already, dude. This is... Dude, the enemy design is so perfect in this game. Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, did you see the upside down crucified guy? That is such a good idea. I have never seen. This is awesome, dude. Look at it, like the artwork and the art style in this game is enough to where I'm sold. Dude, so much edge, bro. So much edge in this fucking game. Jesus, dude. What was the last one that they had? What played it? Okay, so those are the three. Those are the three they had the release windows for. Oh, no. Dead Trash. Here's the other one. So, I've seen footage for this one before. I don't know. This one looks okay, but I don't think it grabs me like the other ones do. Like, I like the weapon designs. I like the enemy designs. I think it's just that the whole game's a sewer level. It's just the way this looks is like the normal morning in Russia. It does look good. It does look good. It's very... This is very trying to put I know what like the vibe it's going for. This reminds me of like mid 2000s, like what was it? It was like The Raid, or like Old Boy, the American Old Boy. I haven't seen the Japanese one. Oh, I know, kill me, stab me in the penis 87 times. But yeah, dude, that's what DOSMan has coming out. Very excited for all of these things. All of these things are very exciting. But yeah, dude, yeah, that's what DOSMan Games has coming up. I'm excited. I didn't realize these were all like a month old announcements, but I'd seen that they had a holiday sale trailer. So I'll probably have to cut this up after stream and then have it posted. I don't know, before the sale ends on. I think it ends on like the 2nd, so it's like I can post it on Tuesday. But yeah, dude, that's that. So that was cool. I had a lot of fun. I love seeing announcements for new games. It's so cool. And even if like fucking one person watches the video, that is one person that might buy one of their games, and that's good enough for me. That's a win for me because I really think that they need as much love as possible. So the Completionist was a YouTuber. His whole thing was he completed games at 100%. Well, he ran himself into a little bit of trouble. He got me Mutahar and a bunch of other YouTubers kind of clapped down on his asshole. They were like, hey, Completionist. The Completionist is out here finishing games. But you know what the Completionist is also doing? Not donating his money that he says he's made for charity to charity. So he had this whole time that he had this charity that he had created, but none of the money was going to the charity. Now that's all I know about this drama. I know that he was a YouTube darling that fell harder than Charlie Sheen after 80 pounds of crack. But let's see what the Completionist is in huge trouble. It seems like he's in trouble again.
Hello, you absolute legends. Can you believe it? It's already been more than a year since the Completionist and his family's decade-long charity scam was exposed last November. For those who need a quick refresher, between the years of 2014 and 2023, Gerard and his charity, the Open Hand Foundation, took in around $1 million of donations, money that they said was going to various charities focusing on dementia research. But over that entire time, the truth was that they hadn't donated a single penny, and had kept everything. It was only after Mutahar and myself made our videos about the situation that the Open Hand Foundation finally donated some of the money, donating $600,000 to the AFTD. The Completionist public image was pretty much destroyed, and deservedly so. He had been lying for years, and after he was exposed, he took no accountability whatsoever. He made up excuses, made up lies, and more than any—
I do remember that. So he came out and he was just like, listen, a lot of these charities are scams, and I wanted to donate to one of these charities, but I wanted to vet them first. So after like 10 years of vetting, I still hadn't figured out somebody. And listen, I might sue you guys. That's about the gist of what I remember. Dude came out and was like full on savage mode, and I don't think he ever did anything with it.
Anything was just angry at us for making the public aware of what he was doing. And it didn't take long for the Completionist to return to YouTube and continue making content. After his terrible response video, he just moved on and acted as if this entire charity scandal never happened. And his family moved on and didn't care whatsoever either. They even held another golf charity event several months later. This was immediately after it was already proven that for years the golf charity money had never even made it to the Open Hand Foundation. The family was keeping everything. But then, around 4 months ago, the Completionist disappeared. And there might be a good reason for this. The Completionist production company, That One Video Entertainment LLC, is in huge trouble. I've never spoken about this, but for the past 2 years, the Completionist company has been engaged in a frivolous lawsuit against the biggest GTA Online roleplay server, NoPixel, basically trying to extort them for half of their company. And in October, they lost. And now Gerard's company may have to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars in attorney's fees. And the cherry on top of all of this is that it appears as though the Open Hand Foundation might now be under investigation by the IRS.
Holy shit. So dude sues GTA. which I don't know what's going on with the server. I don't understand how any of that works. But the fact that he's getting hit by the IRS too, dude might be cooked forever.
Yes, a lot's been happening, and in today's video, we will take a quick look. I really hope you enjoy. Now, Legends, a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Watcher of Realms.
Oh, dude. What a great ad placement.
Watcher of Realms is a really fun fantasy RPG that I've played a ton of over the past year. It combines classic fantasy RPG elements with tower defense, which are two of my favorite genres. I love the real-time strategic element that tower defense brings. It makes the gameplay so much more interesting. The graphics are incredible.
Dude, I can't wait till one day I'm just shoving ads into shit. And if people are out there like, well, King Jimmy, aren't you gonna vet all these games first? Are you gonna play them? Probably not, no. Maybe, if they're like, hey, play this game on your app of your phone, and I'm like, okay, I'll download Raid Shadow Legends, play it for like a few hours and check it out. And then I'll play it, see if I like it, be like, okay, they will give me money. And then they will give me money. And then I will be very happy because then I will take said money and make my channel even better. And then eventually I want to develop a game because I am a boy who wants to create a game too.
And there are over 200 unique heroes to collect and develop. And Watcher of Realms is celebrating Christmas time with a brand new limited hero, Sun Wukong. He brings the Christmas cheer with a festive new skin and an awesome event.
Bro's propositioning his monkey penis right now, dude. He's like, I am Sun Wukong. I am a little monkey man, and I have a monkey penis. Would you like it?
Event featuring strategic stages, challenging minigames, and a beautiful Chinese-inspired map. 'Tis the season for exciting events where you can win 74 free summons, tons of valuable items.
I am kind of curious if any of these games are actually good. Like Raid Shadow Legends gets all this fucking hype and juiciness on everybody's YouTube videos, and I'm kind of curious if they're any good or not. But I've never, like, the curiosity begins and stops with the end of the ad, and eventually, like, I'm like, maybe I should download it. Then I'm like, I don't play a lot of games on my phone. And then I see another ad, and I'm like, I think the same thing, and I don't hate their existence. I'm curious about them. I'm curious about all this shit.
And the new legendary hero, Callista, with her exclusive artifact, along with the powerful mage,
Yeah, the completionist, Carl Jobs. Isn't that his name? Carl Jobs?
Lyra, in her sexy Christmas battlesuit. There are so many amazing play Watcher of Realms. Just click the link.
You can go to his description of this video when I post this as a separate stream clip on my channel. Well, yeah, Raid is probably just a microtransaction money pit, but that doesn't mean that the game's not fun, dude. Call of Duty's fun, and it's a microtransaction money pit. So is Overwatch. If you don't wanna engage in the microtransactions, a lot of these games you just have to not use the stamina. I used to play a lot of NFL Mobile, and I never gave a cent to NFL Mobile. But I used to play a lot of NFL Mobile, and I didn't give a cent to it. And then when I would be sitting at, like, the DMV, I would be getting, like, sacks and throwing interceptions, and I was really bad at the game. But I played it, and I never gave money to it. Gerard. Well, who's Carl Jobst? Who's Carl Jobst?
Link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. It's available for free on PC, Android.
That's the channel I'm literally fucking watching right now. I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot.
And iOS.
To rebuild and re-earn your lost
OS.
Alright.
Before we start today's video, I want to recognize that I know that I have lost a lot of your trust at home. And I want to spend as much time as it will take to rebuild and re-earn your trust. It's going to take time, but I'm willing to put in the commitment, and I hope you give me a chance.
This is what Gerard said back in January when he returned to YouTube.
So, to be honest, I never watched the completionist shit. I, like, watched, like, 2 of his videos back in the day. I wasn't really, really into him that much. This drama really put him on the map for me. And the whole time I was thinking about this, and I'm like, I know where the charity money went. Look at all these video games. Bro was like, I need all these sealed video games, and I'm using a charity to do it. But, whatever.
YouTube less than 2 months after his charity scam was exposed. I have no idea what he meant when he said that he wanted to re-earn your trust, because after this statement, he continued to pretend that nothing ever happened, and he never spoke of it again. For the next—
Which honestly is in a bad mood. Here's the thing. You address a drama, and then you move on like the drama never happened. Go back to making content, you'll see a dip for a while, and then you will eventually get back to where you're getting views again. You're doing just fine again. It happens all the time. I could have a video of me slurping down 87 penises and then playing with my junk on a thing and then having a harem of women come down on my mouth, and it could be released online, and I'm sure I'd get calls from my family being like, hey, is this real? I'd say, no, it's AI. And then you know what I'd do? I would get in front of the camera and be like, shit happens when you party naked, bring wet wipes. And then I'd go back to making my normal content like nothing happened. Now, I don't plan on charity scamming anybody anytime soon or being a scumbag like that, because, like, this is why you will probably never see a charity stream on my channel. It's not that I don't believe in charity. It's the fact that I don't want to deal with the charity and YouTube and have, like, my own... Like, if I ever want to donate to charity, what I will do is I will help people out in my local area. And you will not hear about it. You won't hear jack and shit about it, because I'm not here to fucking virtue signal about how I'm a charity fucking guy. Because 90% of these people who have charities are bullshit virtue signals. They want you to know they have a charity because they want you to know how virtuous they are. They want to look good in the general zeitgeist. So they have these charities. They look like a big charitable boy. And then you find out these charities are fucking scam pits. That they pay their staff, and by the time they pay their staff and they pay all their interest, and then they put politicians into office, they're giving like $50 to the actual people who need it. And yeah, at least spend it on something cool. Yeah, dude, if I pulled a charity scam, bro, you know I'm gonna get the world's like best vagina, like I'm gonna get like one of those dolls that look like a video game character that you can fuck. And I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna have it dressed behind me. That's how you know I'll pull off a charity scam. I'll have it dressed behind me. It'll be fucking Lara Croft or some shit from Tomb Raider, or the bitch from Final Fantasy VII, Tifa, and what's the other one? The other one that's like doesn't have as big of boobs. I don't remember, but she was hot too. I have one of those bitches in the background. They're just standing there, just big tits popped out, and you're like, he finally did it. He pulled off his charity scam. Wow, what a monster King Jiffy Coates is. But yeah, no, I never plan on doing anything with charity on YouTube, and that's the reason why. I don't care if people are like, oh, he's not charitable, he doesn't do this. Fuck you. I don't care, dude. Get mad if I take all my ad revenue and I spend it on prostitutes and blow. Like, not that I'm going to spend my money on prostitutes and blow. Yeah, you guys, you clip this and put it all over the internet. I would be happy. It would fucking make me giddy inside. But you look at these people, and then they feel like they need to do a charity. They need to do a charity because of the fact that they are public figures and they can make it look good. And I could be like Boogie and Fake Cancer, and Rev, you can make a charity stream. We split the profits. Dude, Rev can't do that because he's a reverend. He literally is a charitable act by existing. But yeah, dude, I went way off the rails again. But it's just all virtue signaling garbage, and I don't need you. Like Rev said it perfectly in chat. Like, you don't. If you need charity to be seen in public, what is your true motive? Exactly. Like, if you, it's all about public imagery and trying to feign sympathy, and it usually ends up like this.
Next 8 months, Gerard would continue to post videos to his channel, hoping to resuscitate his brand. The quality, however, was now greatly diminished because most of his employees either quit or he let them go. And then in August, he released a video about alien isolation and hasn't been seen since. But while Gerard was pretending that everything was hunky-dory on the surface, behind the scenes, shit was hitting the fan. For the past year, many people, including myself, have been waiting for the Open Hand Foundation to file their 2023 IRS tax forms. Personally, I wanted to see if anything changed after they got exposed. Were they suddenly going to start properly declaring their income now that so many eyeballs were focused on their charity? Well, what's interesting is that the Open Hand Foundation hasn't filed their 2023 IRS tax form.
Whoa! They just be ducking taxes. They pulling a Wesley Snipes on the beat and hiding from the IRS. Ooh.
long past the deadline. If you search the charity through the Office of the Attorney General, it says their reporting is incomplete and the IRS form is required. This hasn't happened in any other year. The Open Hand Foundation have always filed—
Bro, this is completely off topic, but I want that shirt. I want that shirt so bad. Conker's Bad Fur Day is one of the best games ever made. Like, at least... Okay, I'm gonna rephrase this. I don't like the original N64 one because I don't like inverted controls, and it had inverted fucking controls. And the only way I can play it is through Rare Replay. I have played Live and Reloaded. I own that bitch on Xbox. I fucking love that game. It is amazing.
their forms on time. So it's very peculiar that at a time where it's more important than ever to be transparent, they aren't reporting. Of course, there are multiple possible reasons why they aren't submitting their forms. The most obvious would be they haven't yet done their 2023...
Dude, the straight angry heat he put into this video, he was so mad, dude. He was so livid. And this is what happens. This is what happens, when somebody gets called out. Logan Paul did this. Everybody who gets called out and ends up being the bad guy in the situation comes out acting like straight fucking fire. They are throwing mad heat on the scene. They're going giggity schmoodle on the beat, putting the dick on the table, coming in the eye.
Counting, but it could also mean...
No, it's Fat Angry Joe, the completionist.
They are currently being audited by the IRS. Personally, I think it's the latter, given how many people reported the charity after the scandal broke. Another piece of evidence to support the fact they are being audited is that it does appear they have already done their 2023 accounting. So there doesn't seem to be any other legitimate reason not to file. We know they've done their 2023 accounting because as part of their 2024 annual charity registration to the Office of the Attorney General, they needed to state their revenue and expenses for the previous year, which they did. And this is where things get very interesting. This form doesn't give us any breakdown like the IRS tax forms would, but it does give us a few basic figures. It says that in 2023, the Open Hand Foundation raised $155,000. This is significant because it's by far the most revenue the organization has ever reported in a single year. The previous highest total was back in 2021 when they raised $136,000, but that was under very different circumstances. So let's compare. In 2021, Gerard's fundraiser Indieland received
I'm fucking dying of AIDS over here, dude. Tom Hanks, Philadelphia.
$13,000 in donations just through Tiltify alone. The charity also received a $25,000 grant from Jamie Lee Curtis's charity, Syzygy. Just these two income sources alone already amount to more than the...
Syzygy? What the fuck is her foundation? What is Jamie Lee Curtis's foundation? I don't want to make too many jokes, but the name sounds super provocative and gets the people going.
$136,000 they reported, which means all of the bits, subs, merch sales, and all of the golf charity money simply vanished. Gerard's company or his family just took the rest. And this pattern of money vanishing continued from the years 2019 all the way through to 2022, a total of 4 years. And the money that went missing probably totaled several $100,000. But in 2023, after the public realized Gerard's family was stealing money, suddenly everything changed. In 2023, Indieland only raised $64,000.
Well, I mean, would you donate to the charity either if you found out that he didn't put the money where it needed to go? I mean, there's a bunch of questions here, and we don't have any, so far we don't have any, like, exact proof of anything going on for new updates. It is weird that a whole year has gone by. That was sexy, dude. I bet you all came. But it's weird that a whole year has gone by and they haven't, the filing is still incomplete. That is not a good sign. And they're still not doing great money-wise. So, but I mean, why? Who are these fucking $64,000? Who is donating this and why? Is it the people from the fan base that saw his video or like, yeah, that seems pretty okay to me. We love you, completionist. Here's our money for your charity that you didn't actually donate to.
In donations through Tiltify. This is $50,000 less than in 2020.
They got fucking dementia and forgot to put the money where it needed to go is what happened. They couldn't fix their own dementia, so they forgot to put the money in. It's not that big of a deal.
2021. And yet magically, 2023 was the Open Hand Foundation's best year ever, raising $20,000 more than they did in 2021. It is a miracle. By the grace of God, the Khalil family has finally learned how to properly report their income. It's amazing. We already knew that Gerard and his company were stealing money before, but this most recent accounting is just the nail in the coffin. It is so brazenly obvious that once they were exposed, they decided it would be unwise to continue skimming off the top. And as a result, despite last year...
I feel like this is a lot of, it's one of those supposedly, allegedly. I feel like these are a lot of alleged claims. I don't... without like an actual investigation, like if it came out and there was like, and the IRS was arresting this motherfucker for skimming off the top, and it could totally be happening, but right now it's one of those innocent until proven guilty things, and I don't know 100% what he has and hasn't done wrong, you know? I know that he didn't donate the money. I know that he's a silly boy, and he might have been skimming off the top, but at the same time, like, we don't have 100% proof yet. It just seems like he's underwater. He's upside down. He's lost the track. He wants to eat me. You know, I don't really know what to put on him yet, but his response wasn't great. It's not looking good that he hasn't posted in a long time, and he's probably lawyering up, and his lawyer probably told him not to post anything.
Being one of Indieland's worst performing years ever by far, the Open Hand Foundation was more profitable than its...
I get that it's just simple math to get to Carl's conclusions. I get that the math is like simple. I see where he's coming from, but again, these are still just accusations, right? And if it turns out that he's wrong and there was some behind the scenes stuff that made him not go to jail and it all ends up being okay, he could take and say, well, you made some speculations, you said that we were skimming, we were not, and that is actual slander. So, like, I get it. I get where this guy's coming from. I think that he should have done a little bit more allegedly.
Ever been. Another interesting thing about this form is that it shows the Open Hand Foundation is still holding on to $200,000, and this is before their 2024 golf charity event, where they would have collected even more in donations. Why are they still keeping this money? One thing I've come to realize is that while Gerard may have been very concerned with his public image, his family, specifically his brother and father, couldn't care less. This is why back in May they continued running their golf charity tournament as if nothing ever happened. If you look at the Open Hands website now, Indieland has been removed as one of the charity events, leaving only the golf tournament. And the golf event was never something that Gerard was a part of organizing. And it's why the Open Hand Foundation now feels comfortable going back.
Bro, what if, okay, here's something that might be an interesting, what if his family is skimming, right? What if his family is skimming, he didn't know, and he was being like, I'm giving him a lot of charitability right here. I'm giving him a fucking, I'm backing a truckload up of semen, it's semen worth of charitability, and we're dumping it out right here, right? What if he didn't know this was going on? What if he was still researching and trying to find the best place to put this money, was very thing, and then he found out that they were skimming off the top. Now he's dealing with trying to make the money back and try to refill those holes. So that could be something that's going on. See, now it's all speculation at this point, but I think that could be something very, very well that could be happening, that his family's being all silly willy billies, and he might have been might be taking this time to lawyer up, and he was already dealing with another lawsuit. So after that lawsuit ended and he didn't get the money from it and had to pay out, he's like, fuck, I need to cut ties with my family, and they're being a bunch of silly fucking losers and looking like they just don't care, and they're gonna screw me over here, so I'm gonna lawyer up against them. That could be happening too. That would be awesome. That would be the best fucking outcome, that these guys with their sexy fucking babes have to go to court against the completionist.
back to hoarding donations, because the public backlash that was originally directed at Gerard now has nowhere to go. When the Open Hand Foundation made their $600,000 donation after the story initially broke, they still had $200,000.
Yeah, no, it's unreasonable, and that's what. But he's the public figure. So somebody in chat just said, dude has his family hands tied, and his family was supposed to be to report the IRS and do all the back end. Then all being on Gerard's shoulder is unreasonable. Exactly, like that's what I'm saying. Like this could be like all of his family just screwing him over, and he's the one working, and they just see him as the fucking video game nerd who makes money, and he's just like he employed his family, made one of the biggest mistakes you could do by employing your own family, and they screwed him over. This happened with Dane Cook. Dane Cook sent his own brother to jail because his brother was the one that was fucking him over, was stealing money from him, and then and all of this ended up being scapegoating to him, and he's being made to look like the idiot. And so all this money pops up and it's got him all flipped upside down, topsy-turvy, woo! And all of a sudden, he's the only one that takes the heat because his family's not in the public eye. And his family's just like, fuck him, dude. Who cares? He's just our pay pig.
$1,000 sitting in the bank, and this is only from the reported income. As I said before, I suspect Gerard's family has siphoned hundreds of thousands of dollars out of the charity over the years, but I can't think of a single good reason why they still need to keep $200,000 in the bank when their expenses average around $10,000 to $15,000 per year, and literally the only purpose of the charity is to be a middleman between Good Samaritans and charities that actually do dementia research. As I said before, the lack of filing to the IRS is
the fact, and here's another problem. Hey Jeffy, I'm going to record a video collection videos very soon. Heck yeah, dude. Fucking keep grinding. Call me Mike is a good channel. _me Mike is a good channel. Check it out. He's a fun guy. Anyways, you go and look at this shit, and I just think it's so. There's just something else that's weird here, and I like the fact that they started a middleman foundation, and I'm sure that the intentions were pure after his mom died of dementia, but he should have just researched. What he should have done is he should have researched a bunch of different dementia foundations, tied himself with one of those, and then worked with that foundation. It would have been much safer, and just gave the money to them.
Is a pretty good indication the charity is now under investigation, and I really do hope this is the case. But the IRS isn't the only thing Gerard now has to worry about, because Gerard's company that won Video Entertainment has just lost a huge lawsuit.
Like, I know zero about the secondary drama. I didn't even know that again, I know very little about the completionist. So the fact that he has another problem popping up, and I'm very curious what the One Video Entertainment LLC is.
Entertainment LLC is the company that Gerard created in 2012 that all of his business activities fall under, including all of his YouTube channels and his charity event, Indieland. I will be calling it TOVE for short. On Gerard's LinkedIn page, he states he is the owner, president, and CEO of TOVE. And in April of 2023, TOVE sued GTA Online's most well-known role-playing server, NoPixel. NoPixel is owned by Coil Content Creation Proprietary Limited, which was started by a fellow Aussie, Mitchell Clout, otherwise known online as Coil. If you follow The Completionist, but don't follow GTA Online role-playing, you've probably never heard of this lawsuit. And even if you have, you probably have the wrong idea about who is suing who. And that's because the reporting on this lawsuit has been abysmal and full of misinformation. It all started in May 2023, when a user posted the lawsuit to Reddit, claiming that DW was suing NoPixel. DW was a developer that worked for NoPixel for several years, but he and NoPixel's owner Coil had a falling out in December of 2022, and DW ended his relationship with the server. The day after this viral Reddit post, Dexerto signal boosted the story, with the headline, "Former GTA RP NoPixel server dev DW is suing owner Coil for considerable sum." However, this was all completely false. It wasn't DW that was suing NoPixel, it was the completionist company, TOVE. It literally says who the parties are on the first page of the lawsuit. I don't understand how everyone got this wrong.
There's fucking video game journalism for you. There's video game journalism, the laziest journalism in the world. It's just like every fucking video game news. It's funny that drama tubers get this shit right and they put in this research, but then you go to the video game news channels like Dreamcast guy, all of these fucking clowns, and guess what? They lie. They don't do research. They check what's trending on Reddit, read the title, read 2 seconds of the thing, and then put out a fucking video. Every single time. Every single time. And the sad thing is, the video game sites like fucking Kotaku, Dextero, and all of these other fucking like modern journalism. We do the facts. We learn the things. And guess what? They're wrong all the time. They don't do the smallest amount of research to figure this out.
Tove's lawsuit asserted that because DW developed some code for the NoPixel servers and DW was an employee of Tove, this meant that Tove owned the code that DW developed, and thus Tove should own half of NoPixel. But this entire lawsuit was a shakedown and an extortion attempt from day one. It was all bullshit. We are talking Billy Mitchell levels of frivolous. Everything about this lawsuit was a lie, and it's going to take a separate and quite lengthy video to cover everything in detail. But if you thought that charity was the only scam that Gerard and his company...
Bro, so this dude's been trying to shake down other people for money in the background too? I fish all of that good grace I just gave him out the window, dude. Especially if you're just going to frivolously pull lawsuits out of your ass to try to get money. It just seems like a desperate move from a desperate guy, and maybe he found out about his dad's fucking bullshit and brother's bullshit in the background. Again, being really fucking charitable here, and he was like, I need to cover this up. How do I get a lot of money fast? I know this guy DW. We helped work on some code. It's a little mostly bullshit. Really didn't do much, but we can win this lawsuit. I can dump enough money into these lawyers and really strong arm this guy, get a settlement, and then put that settlement back into the charity. Speculation, supposedly, maybe, probably not. Fucking accusations that aren't real in Minecraft. You know what I mean? This is all speculative. None of this is real, but that would be a fun outcome.
were pulling, you couldn't be more wrong. Needless to say, this lawsuit never made it to trial. In October, the judge ruled in favor of NoPixel, and now NoPixel is seeking attorney's fees of $233,000, and they are probably going to get it. Unlike most other
Ooh! Oh no! Oh no! Dude's fucking cooked. Dude has no money. Dude's probably going to fucking, probably not like a real jail, but like the I scammed the IRS jail, which is still jail, but like it's not the pump your butthole kind of jail.
Lawsuits in America, when you sue specifically for copyright infringement, it's actually built right into the statute that you can get attorney's fees if you win. And because Tove's lawsuit was so frivolous, and the judge didn't even see a need to go to trial before ruling in NoPixel's favor, Tove is probably going to have to pay up big time. As soon as the judge makes a ruling on the motion for attorney's fees, I will do a full breakdown of this lawsuit, because it really proves that Gerard's shady behavior surrounding his charity was not an isolated event. Until then, thank you so much for watching, you legends.
Oh, dude. So, dude could be fucking cooked. I wonder if... So, when did this come out? 6 days ago. Let's go to... Let's see if he posted anything. Maybe he responded. Maybe he responded, dude.
This video.
No, he hasn't said shit. Is there any... So, I know that this happened 6 days ago.
This video is...
Huh. Nothing. There's nothing new on it. That's crazy, dude. Dude might be fucking really, 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 really cooked. Yeah, dude. Well, good luck recording, Rev. But, yeah, that's the completionist drama. That was crazy. That was actually insane. I'm a little bit befuddled, bewildered. My butthole puckered. It's just a wild. It's a wild event that transpired. To be honest, a wild event that transpired. Who knew? Who knew? That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, we're gonna watch this thing where it said I made Doom 3D, or I made 3D Doom from scratch by DOSMan Dev, and I really liked the thumbnail on this. Now this is I don't know when he made this. Right here. This was a really cool thumbnail. Instantly got me interested in this. And I want to see how he remade Doom.
Doom is one of the most iconic first-person shooters of all time. Released all the way back in 1993, it has changed the way we see FPS games today. So I thought, why not remake the original game in the most basic game engine there is? Scratch, a visual programming language designed primarily for beginners where games are created by dragging around blocks. I have remade multiple games in Scratch on my channel so far, but this is by far one of the hardest challenges we're about to attempt. The reason this
I've literally never heard of Scratch before. This is like completely new to me. I have no idea what the fuck Scratch is. I mean, he just explained it. Obviously, he just explained it. I'm not that dense, but yeah, dude, never heard of Scratch.
Is so difficult is because we will be attempting to create a 3D game in a simple 2D engine. Scratch has no option, or even a triangle render, or even the slightest support to rendering. However,
but here's the thing. Doom was a 2D game.
There's a simple tool called Pen, which comes with Scratch that makes it draw simple lines and dots. However, that's still not enough. The performance in Scratch is very bad, and so we will be using TurboWrap to help with that. TurboWrap is a Scratch mod with a compiler to run projects.
Do you need a free
Dude, so this dude picked the worst engine to develop on. Was like, I'm just gonna make a bunch of games in this engine that nobody's heard of that can't handle 3D. Dude, just download Easy FPS Editor.
Faster, but even with that performance, the performance still isn't the best. This means we need to find a rendering method that can cope with all of these limitations. First, we need to understand that we are not making a 3D project. What we are making is an illusion on a 2D screen that looks 3D. We also have
exactly how the original Doom was. The original Doom was an illusion that looked 3D but was a 2D game.
Many methods of making this illusion. To get an idea on how this can be tackled, I hit up my friend Zayton.
Hi all, first time to hit the like. You've been to my stream how many times? Is this the first time you're liking? That goes out to everybody out here. Like. Boost me into the algorithm. Put me in the algorithm, baby.
Who has dealt with this problem before, and we got to work. We wondered what option to go with, as we have the following two options. Methods that use math to calculate points and fill between them. 2 methods that use rays, simple lines that find distances between the player and the map, helping to see the view. Between these two options, we ended up going with using rays. Raycasting is a simple way to create an illusion of 3D. Think of a simple dot on a map. This dot wants to see the map from its perspective.
Yeah, this is exactly what Doom was, though, wasn't it?
So it sends a smaller dot that keeps moving until it hits the wall on the map. After it hits, it tells the dot the distance that is moved. We can use the distance to draw a vertical line. The longer the distance is, the shorter the line is. This means if we do this for every pixel on the screen, stacking the vertical lines next to each other, and move the small dot for every line of those, a small simple view will appear. Awesome. Now we can add textures, floors, and ceilings and entities. And hold on, what about the difference in heights? Can raycasting have these? No. Sadly, the ray will stop as soon as it touches the wall, thus ignoring every.
Right. Okay. So, but how did they do the different heights in Doom? That's what I'm curious. Like Doom. So Doom is a 2D game. It's a 2D game that tricks you into thinking it's 3D. Same with the build engine games. Build engines are like 3D. They're like 2.5D, but Doom was never true 3D, neither was Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein was probably much more like this than Doom was. Doom, they pushed id Tech a little bit further to make it like this. But it was 2D at the time.
Everything behind it. So what can we do about this? Here comes ray listing. An idea about not stopping the ray. We can use scratch list to store the data, and now we draw the list in reverse order, and now no walls will be ignored in the ray casting. It's simply amazing. We imported the project into TurboWrap, but to ensure the challenge is still in Scratch by default, we didn't use any unofficial extensions. Now we can initialize multiple variables such as the camera's position, X, Y, and Z, along with the direction which the camera looks at. We also initialized the map which the rays will be hitting. Next, we did some work on the camera's main functions using trig functions of sine and cosine. We now enter a very important decision. How do we move the ray? Imagine
Bro decided let's make Doom the hardest way possible. For why though? Like, I understand it's for YouTube and clicks and ad revenue and whatever, but this seems like a ton of fucking work on an engine that's not made to do it. Like, cool, you did it, but why wouldn't you just make another game? Why wouldn't you just make a brand new game? Like, you get an easy FPS creator, editor, build yourself. I made the craziest game in Easy FPS editor, and then just post it on itch.io, and then people can go play it. Like, this is a lot. I know it's the challenge. I know it's the challenge to do it, but you could learn an engine that's a lot more practical, and then build some other cool shit that people could then buy.
now that you are the ray, and I'm recording how long you take, but you have a special power. You can control how much you move in a single step. Sure, I'll stop the timer when you hit a wall, but I want you to hit it in the best accuracy and least time. Obviously, you will turn up the step distance to something very big, and in a single step, you are gonna move some very long distance. It is as though you are teleporting, but chances are you're gonna teleport inside the wall or even miss it. If you actually hit the wall, you're actually still gonna be inside
I get it's not the point of the video. I understand it's not the point of the video. It's cool he did this, but the thought process behind it, the process behind it is insane. I mean, this video got where the fuck is the views, dude? 206 comments, 58,000 views, 58,000 views, and that's cool. It's cool he did this. Very cool. I'm for the fact that it's fucking cool and Bases did this, but why though? Like, dude was sitting, here's the thing, dude was sitting fucking rubbing one out on his couch. He was rubbing one out on his couch and he's like, post-nut clarity like a mofo, and he was like, this is it. I am going to make a 3D game in an engine that shouldn't be making 3D games, because why? I'm bored. It's insanely cool. It's a cool, again, cool. Just the mind process behind it when there are engines that could do this. And you could be like, I made, and then make like a really, really fucking sick game. Like you could down spec a game into like Easy SPS Creator and make something like really fucking sick and show people the possibilities of it. That is an actual engine that normal people are gonna use. This guy's like, nope, I'm making the most complicated fucking thing ever. And I get he's passionate, and I can feel the passion right here. Just fucking, it's a lot.
Thus giving an inaccurate distance, and we don't want that. Okay, how about you tune the step size to something balanced? You're gonna slow down, and even with that, be a little inside the walls, giving yet again inaccurate distances. Okay, but how about we tune it to something really small? You're gonna be hella slow, but get almost perfect distances. But now you're taking the whole day to reach the wall. So what do? This problem seems impossible to solve. Well, here comes DDA, short for Digital Differential Analysis. It's an algorithm that allows you to move big steps in pixel perfect distances. How in the world? Well, it's smart math. DDA needs to make two parts: initialization, which happens every time a ray is ready to cast, and traversal, which actually calculates the size of the step and moves the ray. This needs some variables like step X, Y, and length X, Y. Now, finally, the ray colliding scripts come to life. To reduce these lists, we use an encoder to join all the map data into one list item. But now, how are we going to read that? Well, we made a decoder which reads the format and splits it into how the data was again. Now, the ray moves and collides. But what's missing? It's the actual ray listing. As before, ray listing is just saving collisions.
Bro's brilliant. Bro's undeniably brilliant. This is so fucking overwhelmingly much information and mathematics and chaos put into this. This is brilliant. Unnecessary, but brilliant. Jesus.
Data, or simply the data that the decoder.
If you ever want to know why,
Like, I'm just like, if you're wondering why I'm so bad, like like just baffled and so confused. It's the fact that this dude has this ability and he's so fucking smart. And I know that he's doing it for YouTube. I know he's passionate and this is cool and learning to master your craft. But it's one of those things that I can't also think, but what else could he be doing? Like, think of the possibilities this guy has. If he's able to do this, imagine how much cool shit he could make if he learned, like, a real, like, Unity or the corner horror of the market, fucking Epic's engine, Unreal. Like, the possibilities are endless for this guy.
Gives us. So we made the decoder add the data to properties lists such as height, distance, and textures, which are right now only color. You're probably thinking, when is the actual Doom gameplay going to come in? Don't worry, that will come soon, because remember, we are literally making a 3D view on a 2D engine. So all this groundwork needs to be set in place for 3D.
But like, here's the funny thing again. Doom was a 2D game. So this is why I'm saying, like, he's acting like Doom was originally a 3D game. It was never a 3D game. They literally did this back in the 90s. And it was revolutionary for the time. So he's kind of retracing steps that have been already paved. And that's why I'm like, if you would have made a game that was like made the first level of Quake, he's like, what if Quake was like Doom? I made Quake 2D. Like, that to me, I think I wouldn't be having this hang up, but I think it's the fact that Doom was already a 2D game.
Doom to even happen. We added the texture and performance started to become slow. So we had to implement backface culling. Backface culling is a performance optimization that avoids drawing polygons that are determined to be facing away from the camera. So we essentially remove the unnecessary parts that are rendered but never seen. Now comes the fun part, making the map. But it's also the most difficult part. This is because we can't import the map. It means that we now have to make every single detail by hand. It also took a lot of time as there's only blocks and no map editor. But before we continue, thank you Milano for sponsoring this video.
Like, I'm not watching another sponsor right now.
Would limit us in many aspects. So that's where Milano shines. The interface is extremely fun, visual, and
like, if you want to check out his channel, go and get Milano or whatever from him. Do that. But like, it's a 2D game that he made 2D still.
This is our design / references board. Here we've mapped out the level design with the visual references from the original Doom game. I can add notes, images, videos, tasks, and with
is that still going?
Creation and many problems. We finally had Doom's episode 1 map. Finally, we come to the last but also most interesting problem, the entities. We can make this in many ways. We can raycast the entity, which will be very easy to make, but will result in the entities jittering and unstable gameplay. So we thought of a different but more complex approach, which is using a completely different renderer for the entities. So we started by making a similar encoder for the entities. Then we made a repeat loop check for the entities, drawing one at a time. The entities are just points with X, Y, and Z. So we use a rotation formula that rotates a point around another. After this, we use projection to project the rotated X, Y, and Z into an XY only, which we can place on the screen. And now the first part is done. When we are about to draw the entity, we do this check to decide whether we will draw it or not. First, we find the line with the same X on the screen as the entity X on the screen. After that, we look at the line's distance and then at the entity's distance. If the entity's distance is less than the lines, it's in front of it, so you draw the entity. However, if the entity distance is more than the lines, then it's behind it and we don't draw it. And now we just worked on the entity's AI, and so we have the enemies working. Now, after all that work, we present to you Doom in Scratch.
It looks just like Doom because Doom was a 2D game. With It's like Doom if the floors were actually glass. Like, I see that the conclusion, he made it in Scratch, really cool, but if you're wondering why it looks just like Doom, because this is exactly how they made Doom, but not in Scratch. They built the engine from scratch. Yeah, this is super impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's like the way he made this is close to the way that it actually made Doom. Yeah, that's exactly Wolfenstein, but you're not wrong. Yeah, no, it also made Wolfenstein. Yeah, it's like it's the exact way that they made Doom, which is really, really cool. Don't get me wrong, incredibly impressive, but it's just a 2D game equal Pac-Man. That's kind of the thought process. Like 2D game, everybody thinks 2D game is like fucking Sonic, Mario, but Wolfenstein's a 2D game. Doom is a 2D game, right? I'll jump back in if you're still streaming, Diffry. Yeah, I'm still here. But yeah, it's like, it's impressive, don't get me wrong. It's cool to see the breakdown of how it made their game. It's like, see you, Rev. It's just like, I just feel like the premise he started with, what if we made Doom in a 2D engine? It's like, well, Doom was made in a 2D engine. Like, it's cool you did it. It's cool you did the breakdown. But, like, in PowerPoint, see, this is crazy. Like, it's crazy that he's doing this. It's crazy that he's taking the time and just like, I'm just going to fucking make a game that was already fucking 2D and a 2D engine. And it's, again, impressive. This is probably really impressive. I've never played Friday Nights at Freddy's, so. But, no, yeah, dude. It's cool that he does this. And, I mean, turn The Simpsons into a first-person shooter. Some of these, I mean, it looks like he makes some really cool shit. I want to see him make make a game like on Easy FPS Editor where he uses like some really cool original ideas and actually build something super fucking insane. Because I think this guy could take an engine like the Clark build of Easy FPS Editor and put out a game that pushes that engine to its absolute fucking max. He makes something absolutely legendary. I made the greatest Easy FPS Editor game or something. I think he has the possibilities to do that, and I want to see him do this shit. I want to see him do more. I guess, like, I don't know. It was cool. It was a cool idea. Fun little deal, I guess. I don't know. Whatever, but yeah, that's all I have to say on that. I had another video that I wanted to watch right here. I wanted to watch this. This is kind of in that weep territory, and it's the Death of Shonen Jump's new generation. Now, I think the new Shonen Jump's characters are Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia. What's the other one? The one that's the best, Demon Slayer, and then Demon Slayer. But they're all ending. That's the thing, and I don't know what's next.
On October 10th, 2014, a niche shonen manga named Naruto completed serialization after an extremely successful 15-year run in the staple shonen magazine Weekly Shonen Jump. This run...
Dude, Naruto is the most mid-garbage I've ever watched in my life. Naruto can, like, eat all of the genitalia. Naruto can, like, open its mouth and just swallow the cum. It is garbage. I do not like it. I think it's mid. Come at me, bro.
Resulted in an anime that was one of the most popular in the world, shaping childhoods.
Popular does not mean good.
Globally, the manga had 250 million copies in circulation, making it one of the most successful serializations of all time. 2 years after Naruto had concluded, another long-running titan of Shonen Jump and
Bleach is way better than Naruto. Bleach is amazing. Bleach the 1,000-Year Door, or whatever that new the new episodes of Bleach are amazing. They're so good, dude. Bleach was super underrated. Bleach has, like, the problem with Bleach is you have to watch it without the filler, and Naruto has a lot of filler too. And Bleach has, like, some middle seasons that are kind of boring in the original run, but it's so worth it because it gets so good.
Member of the famous Big Three, Bleach ended its run as well after a 15-year run of its own that resulted in an extremely popular anime and the manga having 120 million copies in circulation. These two manga were Shonen Jump staples for over a decade and a half. They were reliable when it came to sales, and along with One Piece, they presided over what many consider
One Piece is the best of the three, though. One Piece is just god tier. One Piece is still going. It's amazing. I like One Piece is my favorite main character out of the three. Then Bleach and Naruto can just go take a long walk off of a short dock.
as Shonen Jump's golden era. This era is seen as old gen or old generation shonen these days, and also included notable manga such as Gintama, Death Note, Kuroko's Basketball, etc. But today, I'm just going to be talking about Battle Shonen, since those are the series that always headline Weekly Shonen Jump and are usually the most popular. Following Naruto and Bleach's departure, Shonen Jump found themselves in an extremely rough position. How would they fill the void left behind two of their biggest manga ever? It's not like manga that sell over 100 million copies grow on trees and can be plucked by Shonen Jump whenever they feel like it. Was it time to press the panic button? That is what Shonen Jump would be thinking if two other manga with extremely promising Volume 1 sales didn't immediately come out afterwards and were well received by the general public. These two manga were My Hero Academia and Black Clover.
Black Clover is fire. Black Clover is way better than Naruto ever wished it could be. Black Clover like craps on it, and obviously My Hero Academia is very, very good. Like it's My Hero Academia. I don't need to say how good My Hero Academia is. It's just really good.
Shonen Jump had big aspirations for these two manga, hoping they'd replace Bleach and Naruto in terms of popularity, and they went with two entirely different approaches for their anime adaptations. Black Clover would be going the weekly route like Naruto and Bleach did, resulting in a horrible adaptation that made everyone's head hurt, and thus resulted in Shonen Jump colossally fumbling Black Clover. However, My Hero Academia went with a new approach that involved yearly seasons of My Hero Academia that would have a much better schedule and product due to being seasonal instead of weekly. My Hero Academia exploded in Japan and in the West.
Dude, it's so good. My Hero Academia is really, really good. Black Clover I really do like, but you could tell that it was like pushed out. There's a lot of rushed feeling in Black Clover, but I still like Black Clover better than Naruto. Naruto was garbage.
Getting a slight boost from the superhero craze brought on by Marvel and becoming the new staple anime for this new era of shonen, especially after season 2 dropped. Everyone was talking about My Hero Academia, and with its popularity, it felt like shonen anime was back. Shonen Jump didn't even have to sweat that much because of Black Clover not living up to expectations, as another manga started a year afterwards that would one day get an anime adaptation that would change the industry. The manga in question is written by the same hand that wrote Naruto and was named Samurai 8. It would go on to dominate the magazine, selling a whopping 3 copies and flopping miserably.
Dude, here's the thing. Samurai 8 don't care because he said it right here. Hold on. Here, right here. You ready? You ready?
Much because of Black Clover not living up to expectations, as another manga started a year afterwards that would one day get an anime adaptation that would change the industry. The manga in question is written by the same hand that wrote Naruto and was
So it's trash. It was written by the guy who wrote Naruto, so it's trash. It's garbage. Naruto is trash and garbage. So this one was obviously meant to be trash. Yeah, all the ones you mentioned right here. I grew up watching Naruto, bleh, Dragon Ball Z based, One Piece based, Full Metal Alchemist. I really like it. I haven't finished it. It's one of those that I really like, but I need to finish it. Cowboy Bebop based. Cowboy Bebop's one of my favorite animes ever made.
Samurai 8. It would go on to dominate the magazine, selling a whopping 3 copies and flopping miserably.
Good. The dude can't write in a fucking bucket. Naruto should have been a litmus test for that.
The dark horse that eventually...
Oh, dude, Spirited Away, amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's better than Naruto was, and Yu-Gi-Oh's mid as shit. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I'm nostalgic for it, but I'm under no fucking false belief that it's a great show. I also watch OG Pokemon. Yeah, those are all good. Those are all good. Naruto sucks.
Eventually became the manga to headline this generation of shonen in Japan, achieving the most volumes in circulation, is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer blew up tremendously.
Demon Slayer is the best of the new ones. Demon Slayer is so... I love Demon Slayer. It's one of the ones that I have not seen a bad season of Demon Slayer yet.
To its incredible anime adaptation, along with being an anime that any age group could enjoy due to the strong themes about family and the main character being the most wholesome guy ever. A few years after, in 2018, a one-eyed criminal named Gege Akutami was inspired by Bleach and My Hero Academia and decided to create the worldwide sensation known as Jujutsu Kaisen, which seems like it's been the biggest anime in the world over the past few years. Nipping at his heels was another psychopath named Tatsuki Fujimoto with his masterpiece, Chainsaw Man.
I love Chainsaw Man. So I'm not the biggest on Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I liked I like Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it's good, but Chainsaw Man shits on Jujutsu Kaisen all day. I love Chainsaw Man. I have a Chainsaw Man action figure because I built a gingerbread house where he was getting slammed into it. Love Chainsaw Man.
Era of Shonen Jump was finally here. Along with more traditional battle shonen in the magazine like My Hero Academia, there were new manga that had darker themes and ventured outside of the shonen formula to give us anime that were truly special, like Chainsaw Man. Shonen Jump was back, stronger than ever, with refreshing manga cycling in and out of the magazine, as one of the major differences in this generation of weekly Shonen Jump being that manga in general were becoming a lot shorter. Looking back at it, it's insane that Kubo, Kishimoto, and Oda were able to sustain weekly manga for so long.
Fucking Oda still is doing this. He is still doing this to this day. He is fucking the big... Like, these guys are good. Like, even, they're good. But this guy is non-stop. Dude, One Piece is never going to end. I feel like it's just never going to end. It's going to be like Berserk, where Oda's going to pass away, and they're just going to be, like, calling all of Oda's friends, like, what happened next? Where's the One Piece? Where's the One Piece? And all the friends come in, and it's like the team of Japanese writers just to finish One Piece. I hope he doesn't die. I really hope. I hope he finishes it, but dude has been doing this for so long, and he just is on, like, a grind set. And the fact that his world is pulling from the first, like, the first issues he's still pulling from, and it's like, oh, remember when fucking Luffy sneezed? Yeah, that sneeze caused ramifications 8,000 chapters later. Oh my god, One Piece is so good.
Especially considering how hellish of a job being a mangaka is. This wasn't a cause for concern anyways. It's not like My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen were ending in 100 chapters. Shonen Jump was poised for the brand new era, and now it's finally kicked off. My Hero Academia has ended serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump on August 5th, 2024, after an extremely successful 10 years. Well, 10 years is a long time, and Horikoshi's a beast for sticking with My Hero Academia for so long, delivering amazing art every single week. Shonen Jump's had enough time to find replacements. They'll be fine. Jujutsu Kaisen is in its final arc, with the mangaka hinting at it not being present at the yearly Jump Festa, which happens at the end of every year, which means Jujutsu Kaisen is most likely wrapping up in 2024. I mean, fine.
Holy shit, dude. And then Demon Slayer's basically is finished too. So, like, oh my, like, they're all leaving.
This was expected.
And you know who's still there? Fucking One Piece. The dude's always grinding.
What about Demon Slayer? They can just milk it for more money. Demon Slayer's been over since 2020. Do you live under a rock?
Like, yeah, no, I knew Demon Slayer. I forgot that it would already ended. But yeah, they're already done, dude. What's left? What's left? What do you got left? Nothing. You got nothing left.
What about Black Clover? It's in its final arc and is in Jump Giga Hell, releasing 4 chapters a year and having no momentum whatsoever with no anime in sight. Even after the movie did well? Even after that. What about Boruto?
You serious?
The Promised Neverland.
Yeah, because Boruto's just as trash as everything that dude's written.
We still have that. I bet. Rushed ending.
Avatar's amazing. Avatar's also based.
Season 2. It's well known in the anime community to never mention anything about this series after season 1, even though it was a huge seller in Weekly Shonen Jump and was an incredible season by itself. Dr. Stone? Dr. Dunn. Chainsaw Man. It has a part 2, right? Serialized in Jump Plus, and seems like
Why aren't they pushing Chainsaw Man more?
it might be wrapping up soon. Pretty great stuff though. Wasn't there that other manga? The one about acting? I heard that one was doing well. Seems like a pretty refreshing premise too. Something to rival Oshinoko. I don't have the heart to tell you what happened. Shit. Oh.
Wait, what happened?
Pretty refreshing premise too. Something to rival Oshinoko. I don't have the heart.
Court suspended sentence to act age manga writer for indecent act. Tokyo District Court handed a guilty verdict to sentence act age manga writer, on the charge of committing a coerced indecent act on a female middle school student on Wednesday. Dear God.
Hard to tell you what happened.
Shit.
Okay, maybe Shonen Jump is in trouble. Obviously, My Hero Academia can't go on forever, and after such a good run that saw multiple movies and seasons that generated worldwide hype consistently, it's earned its rest. But what about Jujutsu Kaisen? What will happen after it ends? Currently, it's one of the
I'm not a big... I like the original trilogy. I like the prequel trilogy, okay, but Star Wars, I was like, The Mandalorian was cool, but I'm not like the biggest Star Wars guy. I like Star Wars. I think it's cool. I had friends that were way more into it than I was, but Star Wars was always one of those things that was like cozy. I liked it. It was better than Star Trek, but it wasn't always my biggest pull, you know? I liked it a lot. Darth Maul is one of my favorite looking characters of all time. I liked the Han Solo movie. I know, hot take, but Star Wars isn't my biggest thing.
Strongest pillars of anime's vast popularity, and the memes generated from JJK have infiltrated every corner of the internet. I've seen people...
Like, don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars a lot. I think also, I think the first 3 Star Wars are really, really good movies. I like them a lot. And I remember liking them when I watched them as a kid. I remember liking Indiana Jones a bit more. But I really enjoyed the movies a lot. They were in those movies that I was like, these are really cool. I fuck with them hardcore. And then when the prequels were coming out when I was a kid, I watched all the prequels. I enjoyed all of them except for Clone Wars. Clone Wars is probably one I'll never watch again. And I remember thinking like, oh, it's cool that Star Wars is coming back. And I watched Rogue One, and I thought it was the most boring fucking movie I'd ever seen. It was just kind of lame. I watched the J.J. Abrams reboot of Star Wars. I thought it was okay. And then I watched the second Star Wars movie that came out from Disney. Thought that was the biggest piece of shit I'd ever seen, and it burnt me on Star Wars. I really did not care about Star Wars after that. And then The Mandalorian was coming out. I really like Jon Favreau. I was like, I will give this a shot. Loved The Mandalorian. Absolutely loved The Mandalorian. And, the Clone Wars, I heard the Clone Wars show is really good. I want to give it a chance. I also watched a lot, like, Star Wars was always something it seems like it's constantly in my face, and I just kind of burnt myself on it, because I watched Mandalorian, and then I watched the other one that was, like, Boba Fett, and then I watched something else, and I watched the Obi-Wan, and I'm like, dude, I'm sick of Star Wars. I think the Star Wars oversaturation of it all being kind of mid has just, and it's been mid my whole life. Like, I remember the prequel trilogy really not being that good. And it was one of those things that I didn't even want to watch the cartoon Clone Wars because I didn't like the movie Clone Wars. Star Wars is something that I'm just like, it burnt me out so hard, and I wanted to like it, and it's stuff like Star Wars is why I got into anime recently in my this age range that I'm in now, because it's stuff I haven't seen before, because I didn't start watching anime until like a few years ago. I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up, Yu-Gi-Oh, and yeah, that was about it. Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh were the main animes that I watched as a kid because they were on, and they were fucking cool. And I watched Avatar too, but I watched Naruto as a kid once. I thought it was stupid, and then as an adult, I'm like, maybe I was stupid. Nope, fuck Naruto.
Will make "nah, I'd win" memes over routers. It's everywhere, especially after the Shibuya incident in season 2. Losing such an insanely popular series like that is sure to hit Shonen Jump hard in a negative way. As for Demon Slayer, it has 150 million copies in circulation and is basically a household necessity in Japan, retaining insane popularity all these years after the manga ended. You can't really ask much more from it. Not to mention, Shonen Jump lost Haikyuu a while ago, and ever since then, no other sports manga has taken on the mantle to carry on the tradition in Shonen Jump. I guess Blue Box does involve badminton, but it's more of a romance anyways, and to be fair, living up to the insane bar set by Haikyuu is indeed extremely difficult. As for the new faces of Shonen Jump, what will they be? Manga like Sakamoto Days hold promise, with its adaptation coming out in 2025 and is sure to be a hit for Jump. It's got the swagger needed for every big battle shonen, has arguably the best action weekly Shonen Jump has ever seen, which kinda makes it difficult to adapt perfectly, but there's hope. Undead Unluck's anime just aired, and it didn't get that big of a boost in terms of manga sales, but there's an amazing season 2 on the way, although I don't see it
I did like Undead Unluck. I really liked Undead Unluck, the first season of the anime. I thought it was really cool. That was something that had a lot of potential, and I would like to see it really fully expanded.
Increasing sales by that much. Mission Yozakura family is more of the same. The Elusive Samurai, written by veteran mangaka and author of Assassination Classroom, Yusei Matsui, got its anime adaptation as well, along with a decent boost in sales, but nothing insane. Blue Box's anime is going to come out soon, and will definitely do well, but it's not going to be the face of Weekly Shonen Jump. At least it's a pretty good romance though. Shonen Jump's been missing that. Ruri Dragon...
Oh, his main game engine. So I feel like I was a little crucial on that guy, but... because when we talked about the Doom thing, again, what I was saying about him was he was very impressive, but I think I want to see what he's making. I want to see, like, him make a video talking about games that he's actually making, because I would be fully interested, because I think what he did on just that Scratch as a fucking random YouTube project was one of the most impressive things I'd ever seen. But again, it's like... Doom was a 2D game to begin with, so that was my hang-up. But then why it was just like this question of why when you're anyways, back to this.
Is also a hit, along with Akane Banashi, but again, those aren't going to be the massive battle shonen sellers that Shonen Jump is looking for to helm the magazine. Akane Banashi, despite being stellar, is about Rakugo, and I don't see an anime about Rakugo having widespread mainstream appeal outside of Japan. Even me and Roboko somehow got an anime that literally no one watched. Which leaves us with Kagurabachi, Kill Blue, News Exorcist, and...
Kagurabachi, I've heard is going to be fucking massive. And I have no idea what that's about, but I heard it's gonna be massive, and it's like already doing numbers.
Ken Wakui's next burning car crash, Astro Royale. Maybe I'm exaggerating about Astro, but I'm still extremely salty about what happened to Tokyo Revengers. Kagurabachi, in my opinion, is the most promising of the bunch and is poised to take the mantle from My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, as it was recommended by Horikoshi himself, along with Kishimoto. The first few volumes have sold wonderfully, the writing and art is fantastic. This manga is basically set up to become the next perfect modern battle shonen. It also has the advantage when it comes to memes, since its first chapter turned it into an internet sensation, so I can see it taking JJK's spot in that aspect. People who don't even read manga have probably seen this picture of Chihiro. As for the others, Kill Blue is a little under the radar, and honestly, I haven't read it in a while and I don't really see anyone talking about it. Honestly, I saw more people talking about Mama Yuyu, and that got axed. News Exorcist is yet another Exorcist manga because we obviously hadn't had enough of them. I don't blame authors for chasing the bag by going with the Exorcist route since JJK and Demon Slayer did so well, but it does get tiresome to see more Exorcist entries in Shonen Jump. Right now, it's looking like Kagurabachi is going to be the next big shonen manga, but again, that's only one manga. Shonen Jump needs new heavy hitters and fast, especially since the god of Shonen Jump, One Piece, is heading towards its end. We're only left with one option. Ken Wakui, save Weekly Shonen Jump. Who am I kidding? This magazine is screwed, at least for a little while.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's fucking wild. So I don't read manga really. I have Berserk, but I don't really read manga. But if that's the desperate space that the main big shonen like Dragon Ball Z came from Shonen Jump, and like all the ones that he mentioned are like the biggest animes, and if they have nothing in the fucking nothing loaded in the chamber, we're gonna have like a fucking bad few years. Maybe that bad few years. Ooh, I'm thinking here. Maybe those bad few years is gonna cause like some of the really old manga that have been kind of slept on, Berserk, to get animes, because the anime industry is gonna be like, we need content, baby, and so they're gonna like push out some of these old ones and remake some stuff, like Fist of the North Star. I think there's a Fist of the North Star remake coming, which I have the game for and I love. But yeah, dude, that was Shonen Jump looks like it's about to die. So I like this video. This guy seems to do good work. I'll hit him with a subscribe. I give him a like on the video. No. This is a different video. I haven't seen this one yet.
On October 10th,
This guy did a pretty good job. He's got 6K subs. He seems to have pretty interesting videos. I'm just curious. I'm curious what the future for anime holds. That's really interesting. But I think, guys, I'm gonna hop off for tonight. I know I didn't play any games. I was going to. I didn't though. I'm a little sleepy. I want to hang out with my wife and baby. I know. Fucking what an asshole. What an asshole wants to hang out with his family. But thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And you guys all rock. You rock the rock cocks and socks and